Good morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to yet another session of risk analysis on capital. Probably, as you can understand, that in this subject called risk management and derivatives, every year the case study come from this topic called risk analysis on capital budgeting. So we are primarily focusing on those case studies which every year come for your exam purpose. Okay, so more or less case studies are of similar nature. Only thing I'm worried about in these case studies that the complexity of the case study, because these case studies, if I have to do on Excel, I can probably do it very fast. But the same thing, if I have to do on notebook, then probably it will incur a lot of my time. So I really suggest all of my students to make sure that to do the case study in the beginning only, because later on at the end of the exam paper, I don't think they will get that much time, patience, which is actually required to solve the case study, in the sense that you know that the case studies will not be a difficult thing. More or less, the case study, if it coming from capital budgeting, either risk analysis or either complex, or it doesn't matter, it definitely will involve the calculation of NPV. To calculate NPV, you need to altogether calculate from revenue. You have to start calculating till the operating cash flows. So you have to do a lot of adjustments and all, and then probably at the end of the day, probably you will get the value of the cash flows, which you need to again discount it at WACC, and then you get the present value, and then from that you get the NPV. So calculation way, it would be little bit what you say, lengthy. You need to calculate lot of figures, and then it requires that you should not make any mistake while calculating, because everything, all the upcoming data what you calculate will depend on the previous data what you calculated. So if you make mistake anywhere, then altogether whole your answer will get impacted, and may or may not be examiner will be very interested to look into the final data what you're getting, in spite of the kind of steps you have undergone. So be very careful on that, and the all these calculations what I'm showing you on the case studies, majority of the calculation I'm doing on MS Excel, because I don't want to spend time doing it on notebook step by step. So it unnecessary, it will incur a lot of my time. To save my time and to save your ability to understand the problem, because then 1 hour class what we'll do to explain you case study will it can go beyond that. So keeping our intention and faith in our mind, will continue discussion. And in today class, we'll discuss this 2019 case study of this topic called risk analysis on capital budgeting. As you can read from this case study, there's a company called Airborne Limited. Okay, there's a company called Airborne Limited. It want to take the advantage of the new government scheme of connecting smaller towns and want to purchase one turbo prop engine. So this company want to buy a new turboprop engine, and the cost for that engine is 5 crore rupees. So 5 crore means 50 lakh. 5 crore means 500. 5 crore means 50 million. Sorry, 5 crore means 50 million, and 5 crore is equal to 500 lakh. 1 crore means 100 lakh. So and then it has obtained permission to fly on 4 sectors. Okay, you know this. Now the company has provided the following estimate of its cost and revenue. The cost of capital is 16%. So all again they have not given the breakup of the WACC, okay, or the financing of this 5 crore, how they're gonna finance. So WACC they've given whatever figure they've given, we'll take it. So we cannot do any adjustment of interest here. And the company depreciated asset over a period of 5 years, okay, on a straight line basis. Okay, there's no salvage values given. So the depreciation they're using straight line method for the depreciation, and no salvage values given. So the 5 crore I'll depreciate every year, and for 25 years, assuming the life of this project would be 25 years. So every year your depreciation will be around 20 lakh rupees. Your depreciation every year. 5 crore means 500 lakh. 5 crore means 500 lakh. Divide by 25. So that will be around 20 lakh rupees. Every year your depreciation will be around 20 lakh rupees. Currently it is operating in 30% tax regime, okay, and under a government scheme, it enjoys 100% tax waiver for the first 3 years. So for the first 3 years, there is no tax as per the government regulation. Passenger capacity of the aircraft is 60 passenger. Okay, so 60 passenger they expecting, and that is one time you can put 60 passengers. Okay, of expected operational capacity is 48. So 48. So expected operational capacity is 80%. So 80% of 60 means 48 passengers is normally going now every day. Okay, every time when you're making your flight to go. Okay, per aircraft number of trips on daily basis is 4. Okay, so per aircraft, how many aircraft you have? Only one, no? So per aircraft, so at one time you can bring 40 passenger. At one time you can bring 40 passenger. Okay, you can have 48 passengers. Sorry, at one time you can have 48 passengers. Okay, that is 80%. 60. Your aircraft can load 60 passengers, but because of certain operational restriction, you can max now. You are able to fill 48 passengers only. And what is given here, at every time you have 40 passengers, 48 passengers, then per aircraft number of trips on a daily basis. So number of trips means every trip you can have 48 passenger. So the total daily, how many passengers are going and coming, that would be 192 passengers. So every day you have 192 passengers which are traveling on your flight. Okay, then annual realization per passenger is 2000 rupees. So every day, how much revenue you are making? Daily revenue. So your daily revenue is 192 into 2000 rupees. So that is 492s are 18, and this is 384. This much revenue you are making every day. So 3,84,000 rupees you are making every day. Fine. Then this much data is given. Okay. Then what else is given? What else is given? Then annual, because you from every person you are charging 2,000 rupees. Okay, and you are making this much money every day, 3,84,000 per day you are making. So per year, how much you are making? So annual revenue, how much is your annual revenue? If you calculate your annual revenue here, if you calculate your annual revenue, that will be around 3,84,000 to 365. So this calculation you can do. So this will give you annual revenue. Okay, then annual cost of manpower is given to you. So once you get this annual revenue, you can subtract this annual cost of manpower from it. Then you have airport handling charge, that is 10,000 per day. So I'm assuming that you are 1 year means 365 days. So 10,000 into 365, then again you have to deduct because these are cost, and this is cost, this is cost. Annual repair and maintenance, this is cost. Okay, daily operational cost, this is a cost. So into 365 to find the annual operating cost, all this figures you need to deduct from your annual revenue. Okay, then you can deduct depreciation. So 20,000 is your depreciation that you can, sorry, 20 lakh is your depreciation that you can deduct. Then the cost with the exception of airport handling charges. So exception of airport handling charge, except airport handling charges. Okay, the rest other costs are expected to increase 10% year on year basis. So except your airport handling charge, except that remaining all other all other data of cost is going to increase 10% year on year basis. And the operational capacity would go up by 90% from year 3. So the first 2 years you are able to fill only 48 passenger, and then from third year you can actually fill 54 passengers. Okay, so 90% of 60 passenger would be 54. Thereby that way your revenue will also increase. So that is good because at year on year basis anyway your cost is increasing. 10% every year. Okay, so your revenue should also increase significantly in that manner. Generally the business will make sense, because except airport handling charges remaining, all other expenses are increasing 10% year on year basis. Okay, then the what is given beyond it, or what is given beyond it. So then the certainty of achieving the projected cash flow in the first 5 years. So they have given you certainty equivalent for the first 5 years. So I hope you know the certainty equivalent, right? Certainty of achieving means they are giving you certainty equivalent. Certainty equivalent. Already I have done numericals on certainty equivalent. Certainty equivalent is basically what we do in the case of certainty equivalent. Once you do the calculation of your cash flows, once you get your cash flow, we multiply with this probability factor. Okay, so this probability factor, once it multiplied with your expected cash flow, then we'll discount our cash flows with RF. Normally with a risk-free rate of return, we normally discount our cash flow, because all other risks related to the project will account under the certainty equivalent. So if you have more risk, automatically you have lesser value of certainty equivalent. Okay, and if you have less risk, automatically you have more closer value to one of the certainty equivalent. So and then whatever the equivalent value of the expected cash flow you get after doing adjustment of certainty equivalent, you discount with the, normally with WACC or much more in books and all, you see they are discounting whenever the certainty equivalent is there, they'll discount at RF, risk free rate of return. Okay, so that part you can remember. So NPV here, if I'm calculating, so suppose alpha 1 is your certainty equivalent for the year 1. So then this is future cash flow divided by 1 plus WACC to the power 1 plus alpha 2 into free cash flow or future cash flow for the year 2 divided by 1 plus WACC for year 2. So like this you have to do, guys, and for whatever the years are given for the life of the project, you'll keep discounting these cash flows. And before you discount these cash flows, you will multiply your expected cash flow with the alpha, where alpha here represent the certainty equivalent value. Okay, then this you will minus with your initial investment, and that gives you an NPV value. Normally, because already uh, all these adjustment you are doing on alpha, which is a certainty equivalent, many times in textbooks and all, you will notice that whenever there's a problem of certainty equivalent is given, it is discounted at RF value, risk-free rate of return value. Okay, so here they have not given on that what here for this problem. Here for this problem, here if you see for this problem, here for this problem, if you notice uh, here for this problem, they have given the present value of this cash flow at the 16% only. So 16% only, they have given you the cost of capital is 16%. So they are simply given you the present value of these 16%, means 1 plus, you know this, right? 1 plus 16% for year 1. This they have given you already 0.862, so that in exam you don't have to spend time. 1 plus 1 by 16% for year 2, that is given as 0.743. So year on year basis, this calculation what you get. So examiner is giving you this data for your help purpose. I hope you are getting this. This is 0.641. So this present value of 16% is given to you. Clear, no, everyone? So this is fourth year, 1 by 1 plus 16%. The year 4, and the fifth year is 1 divided by 1 plus 16% for the year 5. So all this data is given to you. So this part, I think everyone is clear with this part. Correct, right? You are clear with this part. And then if you understood, like in this question, what was given in this problem? It was given in the problem that you remember the life of the project is 25 years, because That is what is given during the depreciation time. It is given that the cost of the new turboprop engine is around 5 crore rupees, and we'll follow straight line depreciation. Okay, we'll follow straight line depreciation uh, of 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 doing the calculation here, and that is what we are doing. So, but if you understand, if the life as such is not discussed here, if you see the certainty equivalent factor, that is also given for 5 years, and the present value factor also, that is also given for 5 years. So they expect us to do all the calculation for the 5 year data. But actually, if when you do the complete calculation, I tried doing all the 25 years data calculation. I realized that from sixth year, the company is getting loss only, because you know that the costs are increasing by 10% every year. So till fifth year, you are getting a positive NPV if you're doing adjustment till fifth year. From till 5 years, after 5 years you're getting negative NPV. So I maybe for that reason, the examiners given us the data only of 5 years. The examiner expect us to do the NPV calculation for only 5 year for the plant. So that is what I can understand from this. Anyway, 25 years in exam with notebook and pen, we can't do. So then it will take 3 hours for us. It may go beyond 3 hours also to complete the question. So only in Excel we can do it. So I hope this much information is given to us. So the same thing, I have put everything in MS Excel, whatever data is given. So you can see the cost of turboprop engine is 5 crore rupees, passenger capacity is 60. Okay, although initially first 2 years they are only putting 80%, and from third year they are putting 90%. Annual realization per person 2,000 rupees. Airport handling charge is 10,000 rupees per day, which is fixed. Okay, depreciation is 20 lakh rupees. You know how you got, because salvage value is given 0 and the life is given 25 years. Daily operating cost is 75,000 rupees, which is increasing 10% year on year basis. Annual cost of manpower is around how much? You can calculate how many zeros are there. So you have six zeros, like 25 and six zeros. So you can calculate this. So this 2 crore, 2 crore, then after crore, what comes? 2 crore 50 lakh. Okay, so 2 crore 50 lakh. So you can see this 250 crore. You can see this. So this is 2 crore 50 lakh, and that is your annual cost of manpower. Then annual repair and maintenance is given to you. So this is 5 crore. So this is given, and this is again increasing by 10% per year. Except this airport handling charge, rest everything is increasing 10% every year. WACC is given 16%, although this is not as such required because present value factor of 16% given. Tax rate is 30%, and there is no tax for the first 3 years. That is given to us in the problem. Then operational capacity, you know that for the first 2 years is 80%. Okay, then from third year it would be 90%. And so 5 year data only they expect us to calculate. So I've only taken 5 year data. Total passenger per day. So total passenger, because they're doing 4 trips a day. Okay, so per trip I got 48, and 48 Forza 192. Then from third year I can have 90% operational capacity. Then I'll have 216 passenger per day. Here I'm assuming that this flight is operating all the 365 days, or in the problem nothing is given for the number of days it is operating in a year. So I've taken 365 days. Okay. So if they'll give us that data to change, we can change any time. So annual passenger trip, how many passenger trips are there? So how many total number of passengers are there? And from each passenger you are charging 2,000 rupees. So you'll get the annual total revenue, okay, year on year basis. And then less airport handling charge. So airport handling charge is there. So you can see airport handling charge, that is 10,000 rupees per day. So airport handling charge is 10,000 rupees per day. So for 1 year that would be 365 into 10,000. Okay, so so that remain constant, that I deducted, because that is the cost. No, you need to incur that cost. So you need to deduct that from your revenue. So once you subtract uh, from this, from from the column from this row 21, if you subtract the row 22, so you will get that annual total revenue after the adjustment of airport handling charges. So once you deduct, you will get this figure. Then I deducted the annual cost of maintenance. Okay, so then I'll deducted the annual cost of manpower. So annual cost of manpower, which is increasing 10% every year. So it's increased by 10% every year. Okay, because except airport handling charges, rest all the component of cost increasing by 10 every year. I'll deduct that. So then I'll get his annual total revenue after adjustment of airport handling charges and annual cost of manpower. I just deducted both the figures of cost. Then I deducted the annual repair and maintenance. Okay, so that is again increased by 10% year on year basis. So ultimately, again after deducting that also from the revenue, so what I'll get the net revenue after I do that adjustment of all other figures of cost. So either your airport handling charges there that I deducted, then annual cost of manpower that I deducted, annual repair and maintenance that I deducted. So this is a figure what I'll obtain. This is a figure what I'll obtain. So okay, so once I get this figure, so repair and maintenance operating cost is given daily. Then I deduct the operating cost, daily operating cost is given. So I multiplied with 365 to get yearly operating cost. Okay, so that again increased by 10% every year. So again, I deduct that figure also. So then I'll get the net revenue after deducting all the expenses. So all the expenses yearly basis. I have expenses in the form of annual cost of manpower. I have expenses in the form of airport handling charge. I have expenses daily repair and maintenance. I have expenses on daily operating costs. All these expenses I deducted. So finally, I get some value of operating profit. That again I deducted from depreciation. Depreciation is 20 lakh rupees every year. So once I deducted that, so what I get is your earning before tax. What I get is your earning before tax. So this earning before tax, I claim tax on that. That is 30% tax is there for the so like for the first 3 years there's no tax. The tax will be calculated from fourth and fifth year. So once I deducted the tax from your my EBP earning before tax, I'll get earning after tax and I add depreciation on that to get my operating cash flow. Okay. So anyone, any doubt, whatever is being done, any question you want to ask from me? Anyone, any question you want to ask? So simple calculation, guys. So once I generated my revenue, once I calculated how much revenue I'm expecting to receive, then I deducted all the values of cost, what can be possible, except one cost called airport handling charge. Remaining all other costs are increasing 10% per day. Okay, so that part I need to remember, and I need to deduct all the figures of cost so that ultimately I get the value of operating profit. From that, I can deduct depreciation, and finally the value what I receive on that I can claim a tax. So tax rate is given 30%. While for the first 3 years there is no value of tax I need to pay. So that advantage I'm getting from the government of India. The government of India want to connect all the small cities and town with aeroplanes. So that advantage government of India is given. And in order to encash that advantage, I'm planning to come up with a new business model where I'll buy a new turboprop engine for 5 crore rupees. Okay, and then I'll try to make sure that engine I use for daily navigation of at least 4 trips a day. Okay, so that I can generate revenue, and per trip for the first 2 years or 3 years, I'm expecting around 80% operational capacity for the first 2 years. And then from third year, I can have 90% operational capacity. So, and per person, I'm charging 2000 rupees. So, probably it would be great if I can have more and more people increasing on year basis, so that I can maximize my revenue. And the cost is again increasing 10% every year. So that part also is a concern for me, and ultimately then only I can figure out to generate and profit at the end of the day. So whatever the value of profit I generated at the end of the day, I need to add depreciation on that, so that I can work on my operating cash flow. Once I get my operating cash flow, then a certainty equivalent factors are given to you. Once I get my operating cash flow, these are my operating cash flow, then certainty equivalent factors are given to you on year basis: point 0.8, point 0.9, point 0.75, point 0.7, point 0.7, 5 year data. I multiplied with the certainty equivalent factor. With that, so if I multiply them, so I'll get, after adjustment of certain equivalent, I'll get this figure, and the present value of rupee 1 at 16% is given to me. I multiply with them to get the present value of operating cash flow. The sum total of present value of operating cash flow, when I deducted with 5 crore, I'll get the NPV from the project. Anyone, any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? This is certainty equivalent factor between 0 to 1. Anyone, any doubt? Any question, anyone? Anyone, any doubt, any question? Anyone, any doubt? Any step, guys? There, I hope you are understanding. Questions are not at all difficult. Only thing, you need to spend time in doing the calculation. These questions you can do it very easily. Not a big deal solving this question. Only thing I'm worried about in exam, how we can do without MS Excel, all this much calculation. I'm only worried about that part. Too much calculation required for us to do. Okay, so all these Excel sheets I'm uploading in the comment option in my YouTube channel. So once you go through those videos in future, you can simply click on the link of the comment option to look into the Excel sheet. So for your reference of Excel sheet, anytime you can look into that. Okay, guys, any doubt, anyone, please ask me, guys, before I wind up the class. Anything you want to ask from me with regard to this problem? Any doubt, anyone, please ask me. Any question anyone have? Any step you did not understand? All I have. So I believe no one have any doubt with respect to this problem. You have understood what is required to solve this problem. All these calculations, what we are doing, you know that at the end of the day, we need to calculate NPV. For NPV, we need cash flows for different years. Once we get the cash flow for different years, we need WACC. Once we get the WACC, it would be great if we get the breakup of the component of WCC. Otherwise, no problem. We can understand that to get the cash flow, we need operating, we need depreciation. So there should be method for depreciation, either straight line or written down W method, single discounting, double discounting. We need to do that calculation. Okay, so we need the tax value. Okay, we need the data of the cost incurred, fixed cost, variable cost. Okay, we need selling price per unit. We need sales. Once we get all those figures, we can get easily calculate cash flows. We can discount the cash flows, and once the cash flows are discounted by deducting with initial investment, we get the NPV of the project. That is what we require for all these calculations. Every year, the question which comes in your exam is definitely case study question, is definitely from the chapter called risk analysis on capital budgeting. So you need to be very prepared for this topic. You need to make sure that in exam you do this question very easily. So keeping that note in my mind, I know that you people are understanding what I am teaching you till now. So I hope you people will really like this session. So I like to wind up the class. Then anyone, any question, anything you want to ask from me before I wind up the class, do let me know. Otherwise, I'm winding up the class. Thank you, everyone. See you all tomorrow.